Haya pana. Jen Changawa, good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
Karibu sana. This is Fixing the Nation.
Yes.
One conversation at a time. Thank you very much for joining us. You are a grassroots mobilizer.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means that I look for women, men, young people at grassroots level. Whoever needs them, Jen is ready to give them.
When you organize, unawaleta.
Na organize, na waleta, mobilize, mobilizer, na waleta, na mobilize, na waleta.
How do you choose how to mobilize, Jen?
I don't do it alone. I have other women behind me who are leaders also, but me being in the forefront, I organize them. I tell them there's an NGO which is coming in our community. They want to train women or men or even young people. So we need this and this number. So the women who are behind me, they bring their numbers, which I tell them, you, Janet, bring 10 women, bring 5 women. The other corner of Kawangware, bring 10, like that. That is what I say by mobilization.
Okay.
I cannot do it alone.
No.
But I am in the forefront.
Okay.
Phone book yako iko na numbers ngapi?
Nani nyingi? Nani nyingi?
Does it ever stop ringing?
No.
Even
at midnight. Yes.
too.
It is always on.
So why do you
Because
do
I know somebody somewhere might be looking for Jane. And if I put it off, somebody will miss me. Yeah. And I will not be able to do my job.
Yeah, I like what Latif is about to ask of why do you do it? But before you answer that, you know, the thing that confuses me is that the answers for some of the biggest issues in Kenya lie with people in the grassroots. And yet, I feel many times, people don't bring grassroots along for all the different solutions that can be solved. What do you make of that? How do you think we can continue to just bring grassroots as the first point of contact, kabla tuende to all the other people, boardrooms and corporates? We should always start at the grassroots.
Yes. Kwa sababu, pale grassroots, ndio mwananchi wa kawaida ako. Na kule juu, up, there are those people who are informed, but the grassroots community is not very much informed. So when we say we bring it down to the grassroots, we say we need to be informed kila kitu. Whatever we need to know about up there, from the Ruto's administration down to the grassroots, we need to be informed so that we can be enlightened on what is going on in our nation.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, hapo kwa kumobilize, inamaanisha unaongea nao watu tumesema simu yako yachukuli, kulia sorry until midnight, phone calls, yeah? Haya, wamama, young people, wababa, all of them. Wanasema nini sahi juu ya the state of the economy? One, mambo ya shift. Wacha nianze na economy. Wacha nifanye one at a time. Tuanze na economy.
Economy.
Yes.
Economy is very bad at the grassroots level. We are the people who are feeling the pinch. Because if electricity is up, the kinyosi person, the hairdresser, will not be able to do our work because of electricity. And that is the lowest part of our economy. But it brings a lot of money because at the grassroots level, that's where many people are. Yes.
True. So tunaanza electricity, kuna kitu ingine that cost yake is way too high sahi.
In fact, let me talk about electricity because right now I don't have electricity in my house. It was cut on Friday because the bill came 126. 126
shillings or 1,000.
That's thousands.
126,000.
126,000.
126,000.
126,000.
Kwani uko na factory?
100. Yes. 120 and above.
So mwezi moja.
Mwezi moja waliweza kunielezea ati natumia 23 units. So I wondered, but before that, before they came to to put check meter. There's something they call check meter. Because I went to the electricity headquarters and I told them I cannot pay such amount of money because I don't know how I can consume that amount of money, and yet I have a solar in my house. So the only thing that I'm using in my house, as far as the electricity is concerned, it is the TV and the fridge. So those two things, I don't think they can consume that much. So they came and put the check meter after 3 weeks. And that was on Friday. They came and said, Jane, the electricity flow is okay in your house. So this amount you are going to pay.
So check meter ilikuja ikaonyesha the meter, because what they do with the check meter is they put another secondary meter that's just reading the same. So wanasema hizi mbili they're reading the same.
Yes.
Kuna mtu anaiba stima yako Jen?
Now I don't understand because I've stayed there for the last 15 years in the same house. And I started seeing it escalating from last year. So even I could not pay because do I pay the house or it is the electricity? And I have the solar. So the man in the electricity house asking me, oh, we are charging even your solar system. So I told him, baby, you come and check. So I don't know what is happening.
Stima imekuwa jua.
Stima imekuwa jua, and it's across the board, by the way.
The stima is charging the power.
Yeah, so you can imagine.
Economy, you've said, what do wanna feel economy is really not doing well,
yes.
Right? When you look at what the government promised when it was campaigning, the Kenya Kwanza team when they were campaigning, and what they've delivered now, do you feel that they have met their promises?
They have not met.
Which ones have they
As
not
far
met?
as I'm concerned, they have not met. Because when you look at the health sector, it is worse than the last regime. Because we don't have drugs as simple as Panadols in our hospitals and in our dispensaries, because we have dispensaries in the community level. We don't have the easiest drug that I need to have in there. I'm at the cheapest. I should have at the grassroots level in my dispensary, which is Gatina dispensary. Some of these things, they are not there. Yeah. And I'm a CHP, community health volunteer. That days we were called volunteers.
Now you're
but
promoters.
Now we are promoters. We are promoting the health. But we are asking ourselves, how are we going to promote health when Jane has 100 households to look after? And when one of the households tells me that the child is sick, I refer her or him to the dispensary. When he or she goes there,
No medicine.
There's nothing.
no medicine. There's that writing paper. You are given prescription, you go to the nearest chemist to buy.
Up around Gatina, are people using SHA?
They are using share. Even me, I'm registered, and even last week I paid my 650. So there's that difference. There's that person who is paying 550, 650. So we don't understand as a community. We don't understand why. Why is Jane paying 650 and another one is paying 550? Yeah.
And who do you take these concerns to?
Okay. We were trying to get a petition as members. Like what I've said, I am a mobilizer. So we mobilized women and we wrote a memorandum to the Ministry of Health. We needed to be given information about this and this and this, but we are still waiting for it. But we are doing as much as we can as a community so that we're being given better service delivery, because we are being taxed. We don't see where our taxes are being used. Like last week, the president came. But his visit made us feel very fearful because the young men who don't have even jobs, they started stealing from pedestrians before the president came in. And even that thing, I saw it in Mathare. Yeah. That day when president came in Mathare, I was there. I had a conversation. I mean, an activity there. And when he was about to pass where we were, we saw a group of young people, young men, harassing pedestrians. Motorbike men were running helter-skelter because they are taking people to safety. So security-wise is not good.
All this is because of the economy. The economy is not doing well.
Exactly, because if these young men were doing their jobs, they could not be found on the streets running after the president and stealing people. They could be in their work.
They'll be busy.
Let
me read you a report from the presidency.
Yes.
The half-term report on the matter of the economic growth and stability. The promise by the Kenya Kwanza administration through the bottom-up economic transformation agenda was to revive the economy through a bottom-up economic model targeting MSMEs, the micro, small, and medium enterprises. They say they have achieved because the GDP growth has improved from 4.9% in 2022 to 5.6% in 2023. And there's a projection of 4.6% growth in 2024. Inflation dropped from 9.2% in September 22 to 3.5% in 2025. The exchange rate has stabilized. The dollar, 129.19 shillings in March, down from 160 in last year. The forex reserves stand at 10 billion shillings as at February. Okay? Do you understand any of these things?
Latif, let me tell you. As far as Jane Mama Mboga and a woman at grassroots level, that language is for the top people, not for Mama Mboga down there at grassroots level. We don't understand that.
You don't get it?
I don't get it.
Here's what they're saying.
Yes, I understand what you are saying.
The impact.
But the impact, that is their own.
So
it is not ours.
This is what the government says as the impact. The declining inflation has lowered food and energy costs, easing household financial strain, increasing disposable income. That means now Jane Mama Mboga, bei ya chakula imepungua, pesa sasa uko nayo mingi ambayo unabaki nayo kwa mkono. Pesa mfukoni. The second thing, the stabilization of the dollar, the exchange rate, has reduced import costs, debt servicing, and forex volatility. This attracts foreign investment and improves business planning. The other thing, okay, strong forex reserves has provided a buffer against short-term market shocks. That is a bit macro. Okay, let's come down. MSMEs, biashara ndogo ndogo, na hiyo watu wa mama mboga, na mtu wa boda, na jamaa ya kinyozi, na ule anauza matunda. Kama Jane sasa anauza mama mboga. 4,158 MSMEs, biashara kama zako. They've been provided with access to credit, increasing investment opportunities, and enabling job creation. This has seen 6.35 billion shillings advanced and distributed to 46 counties and 12 sectors of the economy.
And Jane is saying?
Jane, umepata pesa ya biashara, ya kujimudu biashara, kuamsha biashara. Kuna inaitangwa hustler fund.
Yes, I've gotten hustler fund for maybe 3-4 times, but 1,500, what will they do?
That's your limit.
Yes, that is my limit. So when you say Mama Mboga,
this is after repaying, ulipata 1,500 once, twice.
In fact, it started with the 900.
Okay.
So when I saw it stayed flat rate of 1,500, I declined to get it because now this one will not help me much. Because if I am using 100 shillings to go to the market to get my matundas and anything else, that it's not. It will not help me as much as I need it.
Right.
Something else about food. You've said
Bei ya chakula imeshuka.
bei ya chakula imeanza kuescalate.
What do you mean?
Wakati ule they started, it was 90.
What?
But
Nini, unga ama nini?
yes, unga. Jana, yesterday night, the ugali I ate for my supper last night, 135. Are you telling me 135 and 90 bob is less than? Which is less? Which is less?
You know, the greatest measure of impact is
Right.
what is happening on the ground.
Yes.
Hiyo ndio sielewi, because a lot
Please.
of these numbers and data, it sounds fancy,
They'll tell you.
but
We've
ground.
done this, we've done that. Another one of the promises was part of the scorecard, ilikuwa universal health coverage,
Yes.
and we attached kidogo, sindio? So to, of course, implement mandatory SHIF for all citizens and to make sure all Kenyans basically are covered. So they've enacted the laws and have strengthened the legal framework through new health laws, 4 new health laws, ensuring sustainability and the efficiency of universal health coverage. Aya, watu home, are they covered by SHA? The ones who have signed up, are they using SHA? And are they using it effectively?
Let me tell you people.
And you're a CHP. Yeah.
Yes, I am a CHP. In my households, 103 households, it is not more than 20 people that have been registered with the SHA. They have refused it. They have said this is a kind of a fraud. Inaitwa fraud. Yeah.
Fraud, yeah.
Yeah, fraud. Kuchukua pesa mbila sasa kutaka wewe. But somebody somewhere is using a tactic of getting the little you have. That is what the
103 households,
Yes.
20 people.
20 people. And those 20 are the ones who are employed permanently. Because it is a must that they have to be registered in SHA.
Jen, before SHA, we had NHIF.
Yes,
These 130, were they members of contributing to NHIF?
most of them. Most of them.
So most of them were paying 500 shillings per
They
month.
were paying
500 per month.
500 per month.
To
But
NHIF.
remember, it was before the economy dropped. Many of the household hands who are the men lost jobs. So, loss of job contributed to not contributing to
NHIF.
SHA because there is no job. 600. In fact, somebody told me he was given 750 to pay per month.
Yeah.
So we don't understand how
Someone
it
without
goes.
a job.
Yeah. So 750, and this Jama is the one who is going to look for a job. Munjengo atalipa aje? How is he going to pay SHA?
So
And
maybe-
even Mimi Mama Mboga. Sometimes when it rains, the mbogas don't come at the market. Kwa sababu ya bad roads, bad infrastructure. So when the vegetables don't come to the market because of the bad rural infrastructure, the Mama Mboga in the city or in the urban area will not get the bogas. That day, Jane will not
Sell.
do her job.
She'll not sell, she'll not have an income.
Exactly.
So at the end of the month, she'll not be able to contribute to this.
Yeah.
So,
So somebody told me, they are looking at your M-Pesa statement, and that M-Pesa statement maybe for Jane it was last year, 2 years ago, when I was doing my good job. It was bringing money in my accounts, but now there is no job. But they are referring to
the
what I
past.
was doing.
Right. To say you should be contributing
Yes.
750, 550,
So
650.
I feel that there's something wrong with the system up there because they don't understand.
As a CHP
Yes.
and community mobilizer, you're an influencer in the community.
Yes.
Are you able to take these concerns of your neighbors to any authority? Have you done that?
We did. We did. We have what we call community dialogues through the NGOs. So there's one NGO I will mention here, which has helped us. There is a KPAT, Kawangware Paralegal Network. Trust, need trust, T needs trust. This NGO came in our community, and you were able to mobilize people so that we can understand these things. Jenny will be informed about it, and as a community volunteer, community health promoter, I'll be able to tell my households what is it all about. So these NGOs come to educate the community about governance, advocacy, whereby we are a bit enlightened now, not like before. Because I know we need better service delivery.
Okay. We're about to take a break. When we come back, I hope we can talk about, is there anything working? Number one. If not, what do we need to do to make it work? How are we doing civic education to make sure people are aware of what they need to vote for? How are we informing community around issues to do with GBV, for example? So we'll come back. Just now we have Jane Changawa, Grassroots Women Mobilizer, right here on Fixing the Nation. One conversation at a time. It is 8:30. We'll be right back. Waidanji Mboga said, when the Rams retreat, ... So that's on YouTube. Thank you guys for engaging us there. What about the other platforms?
Kevs Gibbs on Facebook is asking, ulikula unga ya 90 boblini?
Wakati ule
See ile subsidy ya Uhuru before the election?
Apana. There's this rainy season which came, was it 2 years ago? It rained proper. And there was a lot of food. There was a lot of maize. So that's the time we realized chakula imekuwa mingi na ina.
So it was 90 a kilo or 90 per a packet of 2 kilos. Of 2 kilos.
Yeah.
Na saini?
Sahi nimenunua 135.
135 jana.
Jana.
Kwa ugali ya jana.
Ugali ya jana.
Hi.
You have some people on X?
No, not even on X. I was going to, I've seen on X a few people reacting, but I wanted to ask Jane a very easy question. What wanauliza Jane, you're a mobilizer, sindio?
Yes.
So, and then, Ruto akikuja Gatina, ni wewe pia utamletea watu, sindio?
It depends. It depends
on what?
On what is going on in ground. Because when he came in Gatina, I've seen somebody saying, need to mobilize. I did not mobilize for this session because I didn't want to go there. Because when he was in Mathare, I saw what happened, and I was not interested with mobilizing for the president this time. No, I wasn't because of the way I'm feeling about it. So, sikutaka nikuwe part of uongo. No, let Jane be the real Jane who will fight for the women.
Okay.
And community as a whole.
I appreciate that. So si ati ni kila mtu na mobilize kila time.
So how do you choose who to mobilize for?
The one whom I feel is part of what we want as women and community as a whole. Yeah.
Na anakuja na solutions.
Anakuja na solution, anatusikiza kama wamama. Yes.
Do you think anything is working? Is there any service delivery or anything that you feel hapa wamejaribu?
Wacha niseme, like Gatina Primary, we have an ECD station center. We call it a center for these young children. That one has worked as far as Gatina is concerned. Another thing that has worked is feeding.
School feeding.
School feeding program.
Hii ya dishi.
Hii ya dishi. Ya dishi. Inaitwa dish.
Dish in a county.
This in a county. Lakini sasa, there is one problem about that. It is only the public schools. And the public schools is only one in Gatina where I am as a ward. Imagine the population of Gatina ward. we have so many private schools. Kiasi ya kuwa, most of our children are in private schools.
Yeah.
So we wrote a petition. Is it a petition? A memorandum? Petition. A petition asking the government if they can consider even those private schools,
Right.
because we cannot accommodate all the children in Gatina ward. I'm talking about Gatina ward because I'm there. Though the Rancha Kawangware community is still facing the same problem. But I'm taking an example of Gatina Primary. Those private schools, they have really helped us because population in Gatina is very high, and we are still giving birth.
Inaendelea kizazi bado kingali.
Yes, na Gatina ni ile moja. So we wrote a petition asking the government if they can increase classrooms or even build another school.
You know, Jen,
Yes.
when people hear private school,
Yes.
they think expensive school.
They are not.
Describe for us what you're calling a private school in Gatina.
A private school. Jua sikutaka kunemu names
Usiname, tuambie tu bila
Yes.
kusema jina.
Nasema, for example, me, I have grandchildren. 4 of them. Nimewapeleka kwa private school because the principal there understands about my status. You see? So even if,
Ni mtu mnaweza ongea,
yes,
mwambie sitaweza this week but nipe hadi next week.
exactly. You see? But in the public schools, children are at home right now. Me, whenever I see a child of school going age at the wrong hour, I ask. Even on a Friday, I asked some of these children. They told me they were told to go for
Fees.
the school fees, and also for the exam fee. So I started wondering, where are we ending to? This child, the mother went for kufua. We call it fua mama.
Mama fua.
Kuna mama fua, kuna mama mboga. Those are our names, and we like them because that's where we eat.
Yeah.
And we are able to stand with our families. So I started asking myself, if only the government can consider it, this child could not be here at this
In
time
primary school.
at class 3.
Jen, primary education in Kenya is free.
Free.
Inatangwa FPE, free primary education.
Now, when you say it is free, ni uko njumu nasikia. But me, Jane, that's why I came here. It is not free. It is not free. Because there is some money that you contribute are huge. Ukiitishwa 12K,
Ya nini?
admission, unaandikiwa vitu zote.
Aha, vitu kama vitabu nini? Ama
Sio
ni-
vitabu,
Aha.
kuna deski, kuna nini, kuna...
Locker na desk unanunua.
Lakini hizo vitu ndio zinakuja free.
But unasema they're not free.
They're not free. Ni free
Hizo-
kwa jina.
Nyinyi ndio mnasikia hiyo story.
Wacha
Kwetu
nikuulize,
sisi
Jen.
ndio story.
So
That's a
wewe-
story for me.
You are a mobilizer.
Yes.
Okay. Like I said before,
Yes.
you know, you being a mobilizer,
Yes.
and you have the community with you,
Yes.
you are influential.
Kabisa.
So, because the politicians will come and ask you to help you mobilize, that means that you can knock at their doors.
Yes.
Have you had a conversation with the government on all these issues?
Now,
Umewambia mambo ya education. Umewambia you are a community health promoter. Umewambia watu wamekataa kuregister for SHIF because of whatever challenges they are facing. Have you had meetings with the government?
hakuna government inakuja. Let me tell you people. There is what we call public participation.
Yes.
And public participation is where there is power of the people. Because what we say, this is our priority, it is what will be done. But, hiyo ni story. Hata tukipeleka vitu zetu, this is our priority. The next meeting, when you go to the public participation could analyze what we said, we get in different things.
I will give us an example. When is the last public participation meeting?
It was last month.
Organized by who?
It was organized by the county government.
Okay.
In every sub-county. In every sub-county.
They wanted views on?
Tunakuanga na CIDP.
Yep.
Kuna tissue paper. Kuna nyingi zenye hata zingine atusiere yangu sana. But NGOs zenye nilisema huwa wanakuja to make us understand. So like CIDP ni community integrated development plan.
County integrated
development. County. So community, mad with my community.
Community.
Yeah. So county integrated development paper plan.
Yeah.
Ndio huwa tunapeleka our priorities. We go and say these are our priorities. The problem with that meeting or public participation meeting or forum is that community does not know when it is coming and what is to be discussed. And we wrote a petition. We need to know 14 days before the meeting. The public should know, the community should know what will be discussed in that meeting.
But nataka kujua example
public
participation last month, what you guys said versus what was written ama what ilienda mbele.
Okay, last month I was in an activity, but I sent some women there so that they can go and hear what the visual paper, strategic visual paper was all about. And what they said, it was different. In fact, I had that paper, but I forgot it. I didn't know we had to talk about it. But I was given a copy. So, we discussed, after that meeting, we were called by KPAT, and we sat down. We analyzed whatever was written. And we said, this is not what we needed. You see, as far as health issues were concerned, we wrote, we said, we need to have, in Gatina, we need to have laboratory which is functioning. We have a laboratory. But
at the Gatina
they don't have agents. You see, that one is on paper.
Yeah.
And we sent it. So we are waiting for the people to act or to implement what we, as a community, we want.
So NGO, civil society organizations and community-based organizations are the ones that are participating in civic awareness and education.
Yeah.
When the government comes to engage, the government does not engage in any civic education. You just come, discuss, tuambie, twende. I
don't remember when the government agency came to tell us. It is the NGOs who are coming in to help us and understand what is it all about. Yeah.
But you said there was public participation and the county government was present?
It was present, but ni figures.
Okay.
Wanakuja. Kusema, because we don't even have time. It starts within 2 hours. Imeisha.
And again, you didn't know before. The day before or the day of.
So you can't even put your thoughts together.
Then there is that communication barrier. This thing is written in English.
Yeah.
There is that Mama Mboga who is more of a Kiswahili understander than the English. So even if she is given that report, how will she understand it? So even that one, we said we need to have 2 languages, the Kiswahili and the English one. So we are waiting for the next one. We'll see if it will be met.
Yeah. What are some of the, now we're looking at going forward.
Yes.
Okay. Ushasema, we are waiting to see what will happen next. What would be some of the, I don't know if I can speak to policy changes, the changes that you need to see happening in order for you to feel like tunasonga?
Yes.
What are the 1-2 things that you think really need to happen for you to feel like, okay, sasa wametusikia?
Yeah. Mambo ya tax.
Okay.
Tax is everything. Because if tax is lowered, even me, Mama Mboga, I will be able to buy an electric iron box. To kupiga pasi haraka haraka, mzee afae, then I go to do
biashara
yangu. And even also, if I want to engage in matters of negotiating table, I won't be able to do that. Because if the water is next to my door, or it is in my house, I will do my work. We call it unpaid care work.
Yes.
I will do it very quickly because the water is in my house or it is near. And that way, Jenny will be very productive as far as nation building is concerned. And even I'll be able to go and negotiate for Pengine Mama Mboga or anyone else to go and get a space in the political seat.
Okay.
Or it is in the political space.
Yeah.
Why
And
not?
that way, if a mama is there, I think things will be a bit better than I don't want to say men are bad or they cannot change things, but as far as Jane is concerned, I know there are some things which I can change at the negotiating table, and it will idea the man in that table. For example, when I say about water coming into my house or even nearer, that way, nitajua the man in the house, for example, are married. My husband will be able to wash even the clothes when he's in the house, and will do it comfortably because of the traditions that and the customs that
Hakuna mtu anamuona ati
surround
anaosha nguo.
the unpaid care work.
Yeah.
So this guy anaweza pika,
Yep.
anaweza hata osha watoto wake
Yep.
because nobody is seeing him.
He's seeing him, yeah.
You see? Imagine
Wait, Jen, do you
Yes.
consider yourself a hustler?
I am, but not in that.
Not in that sense. That's what I was
Yeah.
going to ask you.
Yeah.
What
So do you
sense?
consider? Do you feel you?
Not in that hustler.
Define hustler.
Not in what sense?
Not in
Yeah, not in that sense. Watu wanasema hasura. I know I am a hustler. Kwa raini zangu. Yeah, lakini that hustler, yes, hustler, you can hustle, but vile imechukuliwa kwa saa hii, I don't like that word.
Nikuulize Jane.
People with millions and millions of money are calling themselves hustlers. No. Then I'm not a hustler.
Hiyo ndio nilikuwa nataka kujua.
Please, I'm not a hustler.
That's a soundbite you're looking for.
That's it.
It's a good one.
But because you are a mobilizer,
Yes.
Jane, do you think that you have contributed to the election of your current MCA, the current governor, the current MP, senator, all the way to the president?
Yes.
Do you think your mobilization power is the one that got that MCA into office?
Sure, I did it in good faith. Because they brought, what do they call? Manifestos. And because a human being is a human being, you don't know what is in his mind. And a human being is, what can I call it? Unaweza chezwa tu kwa sababu atutoshani, just like my fingers. The intellectual part of it is different. Mine is different from yours. So pale ni kucheza mchezo.
Mchezo wa tamu.
Yes, akijua kucheza ataingia.
So mlichezwa.
Mimi naona tulichezwa kutoka pale juu. Pale juu tulichezwa. Lakini hapa kwa ground not very bad.
Okay.
Not very bad. Kwa MCA, kwa MP, not very bad. Hawa watu wawili wako afadhali kwa sababu katika Dagoretti North nimeona barabara ikijengwa. That is MP. Hapa kwa MCA kwa ward kumejengwa kidogo, lakini kuna barabara moja. Na wakati ule rais alikuwa anapita, I really liked him to pass through that Salim Road. Salim Road ni donda sugu. Kuna mahali they have done it from Lavington entering the kijiji. When it reaches where Jane stays, ikakatika hapo.
Wewe unaishi mwisho wa lami.
Mimi ndio mwisho wa lami. In fact, huwa nasema na kufikisha pale mwisho wa Lavi, then you go to Gatina and go back to Lavington because the kaparapara is very nice. But from there up to stage 2, going towards Kapiro Ward and Kawangware, no, not Kawangware, Kapiro Ward and Gatina Ward. Salim Road is
matope.
Yani vipaya tu kabisa, mpaka wamama wanapepwa na motorbike wakiangushwa. Wakiangushwa. Kiatu utatumia siku 2. Ya 3 unasikia ni kama unandungwa. Kumbe kimeisha mawe. Na sijui kwa nini huyu jamaa kupitia hiyo barabara. I really wanted him to pass through.
Mahali yopitia wanatengenezanga before.
Wacha nikwambie, alipelekwa njia nyingine. Yes,
do you think, Jen,
do you
think you can mobilize women and young men and all to put a Mboga into the County Assembly of Nairobi or into the Governor's Office of Nairobi or into the National Assembly? Do you think you're using your power of mobilization, we can elect Mboga into government?
Hiyo iko sawa kabisa, 100%. We can do it and we have started. We have started as women.
Tell us how.
Mimi nawauliza, if I can mobilize 2,000 women to vote for my MCA, why can't I mobilize them and tell them it is me now?
Vote for Jane.
Yes, and it goes like that, mpaka to the end. And you see,
if they vote for Jane,
30% will be the men and not the women. 30%, if at all. Tutapata kujua kabisa ni nini chenye tunahitaji as a country.
Do you think people will agree to vote for Mboga in the next election?
You know what? Mama Mboga does not have money, handouts. She doesn't have. But we are trying to eliminate that inaitwa nini?
Your culture.
That culture ya kuwa that kamama kajeni kale kafupi kapale Lenjo Maria katatufanyia nini? Sasa by the way wameanza kuniuliza, hata wale wenye wanapepanga na mapikipiki hapo wameanza kuniuliza, mam, kwa nini usisimame? Kwani unaona hatuwezi kukuwekea kura? Na mimi nasema hao watu but wananiambia you are capable. Kama unaweza ongea hizo vitu zote unaongeanga kwa community, unaweza. Lakini sasa
kwa county assembly pia unaweza. Lakini
inawezekana. Lakini sasa kuna ile hali ambayo mimi mwenyewe niliona, hata nishawahi iongea kwa forums ile siasa ya urban, it's very different from the rural. Kwa sababu hapa ni hapa penye tuko. The Mama Mboga pale hana pesa ya kupatia wale vijana. Hana pesa ya kupatia kutoa unga ndio watu wakule. Unaona? Kwa sababu gani? Na sio kupenda kwao. Mimi just like the other lady ama yule mwingine tunafanya kazi za chini kabisa. So kama mimi sitapata kitu ya kukula hiyo siku, watoto wangu watalalia. So unaona? Watakaa bila ukula 30 day. So our mindset, mwenye ako na kitu, that is my friend, and I will do this and this for him or for her.
Ndio upate hiyo kitu ako nayo.
Exactly.
Kwa hiyo the 103 households kwako.
Yes.
If you had to measure, how many of them are likely kupatia, for example, mtu kama Jane kura versus huyo mtu mwenye ako na something?
Hao wote. it is possible wanipatie. Kwa sababu gani? Sile dawa zenye nilipewa na government pale kwa facility. Huwa tunapewa madawa sile simple tu kabisa kama Panadols.
Yes.
Ile ya mtoto ya kukunywa akiwa na fifa. Unaona? Kama mtoto amejikata wakicheza kule, I'm able to address that. Unaona? Sasa hao wamama na wazee wenye wananijua, they are capable of giving me those foods. Kwa sababu wanaona kama jina wanaweza fanya hii kidogo akienda kule juu. Unaona? So hapo ndipo iko sasa. Na si ati nafanya kampeni ati nikiwapatia, it is my responsibility.
You're doing your job.
Nifanye vile inawezekana so that they can be able to do their jobs vizuri bila kugonjeka.
Jen, thank
as simple as kuambia tuoshe mikono. Let's wash our hands the proper way.
Right.
Hiyo kitu hata ikafanya nikawa kwa Facebook. Watu wakaiona. I went to a school. I told them, today I've come to make you know how to wash your hands properly, and by doing so, you'll not get diseases, especially those are related to stomach.
Yeah. Kitu simple kama hiyo. Jen, time yetu
Something
imeisha.
else.
Thank you very much for coming.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming. We hope to have more conversations with you again in the
Sure.
future. Jen Changawa is a grassroots mobilizer from Kwanza in Nairobi, and she's been our guest this hour. In the next hour, we'll be casting our eye into Meru, where a new governor is going to be sworn in, and that's the deputy governor who will be sworn in today, Utuma. We'll have a conversation on that. It's 9 a.m.